having a single round robin with one bracket only, but this time around the organizers decided to go through with the pool system. So we have 2 brackets, we have 9 competing teams, and they were relegated to their brackets using the serpentine system, or ito yung previous ranks nila in the previous conference.
Yeah.
And then for the first round of competition, Pool A and Pool B will go through a single round robin format. The top 4 teams will advance to that knockout quarterfinals round. However, kung titingnan mo yung Pool A, there are 5 teams.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
there will be one team na may eliminate, unfortunately. And then the winners of the quarterfinal matches will proceed to the semis, while the losers will proceed to the classification matches. Yung semis natin, best of 3, before we proceed to that championship round.
And of course, may twice-to-beat advantage rin. A lot of Filipino sport fans are familiar with that. How do you earn yung twice-to-beat advantage na yun? And, again, when you look at yung formats natin ngayon, that only lasts, if I'm not mistaken, just through the quarterfinals.
Yeah. After the single round robin format, the ranked number 1 teams will be armed with the twice-to-beat advantage. And then, let me just add this one. In the quarterfinals, the ranked number 1 teams will match up against the ranked number 4 teams of the opposite bracket, and the ranked number 2 teams with the ranked number 3 teams, again with the opposite bracket.
Okay, so it might be a little confusing to some, but of course, as a PVL progresses, I'm sure everybody will get it as well. Kasi ako medyo nako-confused din ako, but yes, handaan natin yung PVL, and I'm sure a lot of people are very excited for that to happen. Anyway, now let's zone in on this Pool A, because today we're just strictly going to talk about Pool A. Your thoughts on the teams here, Neil?
Well, it's a very competitive set of teams to say the least.
Yeah.
So we have our newcomer, the F2 Logistics, and I would say they have been under the radar of season because they were nursing a couple of injuries. But recently, they just bagged that gold medal in the PNVF Champions League. So dun mo lang din makikita how intact their lineup is. And right now, it's very interesting to see the changes. Kasi sabi nga in the previous episode of the game also, this is a new look F2 Logistics.
Yeah.
They are
Agreed.
finally incorporating other athletes from different systems. So it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Ramil will work his magic.
Yeah, you look at the teams here. We're actually showing everyone different photos right now of all the group members here dito sa Pool A. And it feels like amongst all of the off-season moves, these are the teams that were probably the more active, probably the ones that felt that they need to strengthen more. And it just so happened they're all part of this one group. When you look at the competitiveness of this group, are there any teams that you feel it's going to look almost completely different to what we saw in the last season?
It's very hard to tell
Yeah.
because this is actually the season. Now, when I look at all the teams' lineups on paper, especially in Pool A,
Yeah.
medyo nagle-level eh. So it's hard to say kung sino yung magsa-stand out. Yes, there are front runners, there are fan favorites,
Yeah.
but it can be anybody's ballgame.
Now, Neil, when you say na battle-tested yung mga teams in Pool A, what do you mean by that?
Now, when I say battle-tested, itong 5 teams in Pool A, if you see the history of it all, na-incorporate talaga yung winning mindset dun sa culture nila. So you have Cheritigo, which is the reigning PVL champions. You have F2 Logistics, numerous titles under their belt.
Definitely.
Then you also have Black Mamba Army, a household team name
Veterans,
even in the
yes.
SDL. I'm sure everybody knows about
course.
these veterans.
Yeah.
Then you also have Choco Mucho na in 2 years' time, they were able to crack that semis. And finally, we also have Signal
Yeah.
na finalist then in
Yes.
their previous commercial.
Yeah. Well, for all of our viewers here, don't worry. Neil has so much notes here already. Kasi, syempre, we want to make sure that we get everything right. We don't forget anyone. And, syempre, when you look at those teams that we've all mentioned, and you look at, we know they're battle-tested. We know they've all strengthened. And there's so many new faces in new places here to watch out for. Personally, when Z moved to F2, I told her, wow, this is it feels like you're moving to my alma mater in a sense because of all the Lasallians there, and now you're moving there. But then you also look around. Choco Mucho have Cheng, Ogunsanyan, Molde, Signal have Riri, Molina, Malabanan, Army have Urdas, Morente, and EJ Laure with Cherry. You look at all these names here, and you have to feel, Neil, what does that say to you in particular when you look at the whole picture of yung grupo na to?
Well, dito mo talaga naramdaman yung impact ng player movements. For me, this is my personal take on this. Player movements will always raise the bar of competition for the league. Kasi merong mga na-dissolve na teams, but maybe it's also a blessing in disguise for the other teams kasi they were able to absorb yung athletes na yon to fill in the cracks in their system. So it's going to be very exciting to see old rivals become teammates and how they will gel into the system. And if you take a look back, kasi tinanong din naman kung bakit lumipat yung ibang players, it's all about that mindset for growth. They
Yes.
want to step out of their comfort zone. They want to check if they can still grow with different coaching staff.
So it's going to be very interesting to see how these teams will perform. I mean, I'm particularly excited also with F2 and Chocomucho dahil nga Des is already in Chocomucho and they're going to go up against each other. So that's going to be a battle in itself, right? But Neil, kung ikaw yung tatanungin, is there any game here in this, Pool A you're particularly excited about?
I'm excited to see F2 Logistics go against Chocomucho
Yeah.
because, syempre, Des Cheng and Ogunsanya is there.
Yes.
So, meron na silang insider info. Titingnan na lang natin who will gel better kasi lahat sila may bagong arsenal sa kanya-kanyang koponan eh.
Yeah.
So, may the best team win.